Hi everyone, it's Paul, and I'm playing Titanium Court. It's a demo of a game that's it's a surreal game for clowns and criminals. So I have no clue what this is about. So let's go ahead and hop on in. Please begin. A man steps onto a stage and taps a microphone. Good evening. Before we begin the game, there are a few announcements. First, due to unexpected circumstances, the part of the player will be formed by an understudy. A couple of audible groans and one muffled boo erupt from the audience. Now, there's no need for that. This kid may not be a star yet, but I've seen her rehearse, and I can guarantee that she'll impress you. She may not have had time to memorize any of her lines, but, well, neither have any of you. The audience laughs. Ha 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 ha. Second, I'd like to warn you that this production features a significant amount of obscenity. But before all the parents in the audience begin covering their children's ears, know this. This stage is enchanted such that the obscenities can only be heard by those of sufficient emotional maturity to handle hearing them. Okay. And finally, the writing room would like to issue an apology for failing to complete the script before this performance. They're working on it as I speak, so it is my pleasure to announce that tonight's performance is also a race. Who will win? The writers fiercely working to finish the script, or the performers attempting to perform it? I can't answer that question, but I can announce that the race begins now. We hope you enjoyed the game. Where should you start? You were walking through the woods when the world around you shattered. Whoa. This was both alarming and inconvenient. Isolated on a lone stretch of ground, you were transfixed as the broken landscapes began to rearrange itself. Oh, okay. Your eyes followed trees and hills collapsing in lines of three. You dared not move from your position as the ground beneath your feet quivered, anticipating a shudderingly flush. You passed through until the court slid into view. At first you weren't sure you could trust your eyes. But there was a great shining structure among the rolling landscape, something stable and enclosed. A shelter. You kept your eyes on it, hoping it would draw close enough that you might peer inside its windows. Surprisingly, the court appeared able to move freely through the broken landscape, disregarding lines of three as it approached your position. And just as it came near, the shattered landscape lurched. With little warning, the forest snapped back together, as if someone had pulled the knot out of reality once again. Except, by now it wasn't the forest you knew. It was hardly even a forest. You stood there. You stood, stretched, and began to take the hike towards the court. A.P. Thompson presents. Later, while the sun hovered low over the horizon, there was a feast within the halls of the court. Hoping to avoid any attention, you sought out a more isolated part of the hall. An empty table, near an exit, where no one would pay you much mind. A sound plan, except the hall was soon overflowing with people, and your table was no exception. The young man seated to your right began engaging you in idle conversation. The weather, how you found the meal, the role of the individual in a society, how you preferred to make your bed, those sorts of subjects. Eventually he inquired about how you came to arrive at the court. Which answers my question quite thoroughly, while raising many more, he says as you conclude your tale. But forgive me, you haven't actually finished your story, have you? You admit there is a bit more, though you have yet to make sense of it. The people within the court were earnest but odd. After your arrival, You attempted to get some answers about your whereabouts and the strange circumstances outside, except they spoke mostly in riddles and nonsense, didn't they? They did. Let's find out where you are. A man resting in the shade of the wall. A woman in a helmet doing her taxes at a picnic table. A pair in front of a blackboard discussing magic. A small cat bathing in the sun atop the walls. Well, obviously I'm going to talk to the cat. Said a small cat, meow. Ah, your questions are numerous but inconsequential, for they miss the current crisis. Meow, what crisis? Why, the crisis wherein my dinner is late. It is so late, in fact, that I'm not certain the concept of dinner isn't something I invented in a fugue of hunger. All other societal issues are mere trivialities in comparison to my plight. Please, stranger, might you fill my bowl, thus ending this ravenous standoff? A woman behind you laughed. Oh, don't listen to him. He's been fed twice today already. Next to you. Hold on. Are you seriously going to tell me about every individual conversation you had in excruciating detail? Yes, you are. Because if he lets you proceed uninterrupted, he'll learn that many of these people played a part in what happened next. Fine, fine. Obviously, I'm going to go check out the lady doing her taxes. Said the woman. I would love to tell you where we are, friend, but I haven't even figured out where we aren't. She gestured at a stack of maps on the table behind her. We're not in any of these places. Or at least we weren't. Who knows if that's true, now that the tide has come in. You attempted another tactic, hoping to glean some information. Perhaps she could at least tell you the name of this place. Oh, well, we just call it the court. Its full name is the court of, I forget, something like the court of aluminum, but it starts with a T. The court of tungsten. I don't know. Maybe I'm new and he new here, and I'm bad with names, but at least I can give you mine. I'm Robin. She held out her hand, which you shook as you introduced yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should try to sort this out before the tide settles again. Alright, let's talk to the guys talking about magic. There appeared to be a seminar of some sort taking place in the courtyard. A seminar on magic. If you understood the text on the blackboard correctly. So, okay, first you take a metaphor and then you sketch it really thin, right? Right. Like, really thin. So thin, you forgot its original purpose. Then you just inflate it. Right, just inflate the metaphor. I prefer to use my lungs for that. Then, as it's inflating, you twist it like, hang on. Like so, you still following? I think so. And hold on. Ta-da, there. It now resembles a dog. A delight for children and such. Ah, okay, so what happened to the metaphor? It's a lovely little balloon dog now. I see. They seem busy, so you left them to it. Let's go find out what the guy is doing. Said the man, whoa, pal, before you ask me any questions, you gotta know my deal. My deal is that I can only answer questions you haven't asked. So as to where we are, no can do. Sorry, can't tell you. But what are we doing? Oh, man. We're a court of fairies on a quest to find our missing queen. He looked to both sides, then said, so let me know if you see her. Just don't ask me where she is. Okay. Finding no immediate answer inside the court, you moved to the top of the walls and looked outward. Perhaps there was something you could see from this vantage that would shed more light on your situation. To the contrary, conditions outside the walls were even stranger than when they were at the time of your arrival. The rest of the shattered landscapes had now melted away. The court stood alone amid a void. Huh. But not for long. Like a rush of water, new surroundings began to surround. Much of the new topography was familiar to you. You could identify fields, water, woods, and hills. But there was something else to see. A menacing group of other courts were also part of the landscape. You were not alone in noticing these other courts. Some shouted, "The war, the war, the war is here." Someone else, "That can't be." Puck said, "No wars until we find the queen." Then perhaps he should explain that to them. Surrounded by the enemy on all sides and bereft of an obvious course of action, the people of the court began to pray. A man stepped forward and offered the first prayer. "I genuinely wish no harm upon our enemy. I merely pray they would fade into obscenity. Oh, obscurity." Wow, I didn't expect that to work, but thanks. The woman named Robin offered the next prayer. "My notes are quite clear on this. Prayer does not work. Our time is much better spent steering the court. Remember, their soldiers cannot cross water. We should try to take shelter behind water until the tide comes in." There, now that river protects us from nearly half of the field. Hills should also slow their advance. So for my next prayer, but the next prayer did not belong to Robin. The next prayer belonged to the cat. "So long as we're making demands of God, then my wish, as ever, is to be fed." Psst, hey. You probably didn't notice, but something just happened over here. What happened is, by matching fields, the court has just acquired more food. Similarly, other parts of the battlefield can be matched to earn water, that thing, or money. None of these fairies in the court will tell you this. Their religion forbids them from acknowledging the existence of the user interface. But I am a secular tooltip. I fear no God. I will do my best to provide you with whatever vital information I have. You're welcome. Yes, more of that, please. Robin then bemoaned the loss of the moat, and we face even more of the enemies than before. Why must I bother? The scholars at the backboard now chimed in. "We've identified the most strategical sound location, this spot right here. If we just steer over there carefully, we should be fine." Sitting pretty. But Robin interjected, "Stop. Look at the clock. It's almost low tide. We have time left for only one more move." Hello again. So the clock and time left Robin alludes to is, in fact, the unassuming progress bar at the edge of your vision. Much like life, every move you make will deplete some of your remaining time. If we have only one prayer left, what do we suggest we ask for? We might as well pray for a miracle. Well, that's a start. Apologies, but another explanation from me. Your humble tooltip is in order. The previous move chain multiple matches together. Because of this, you've earned some bonus time. For the fairies of the court, this might as well be a miracle. Is there any chance we could do that again, whatever that was? But there was no such chance. The next prayer would be the last one. Incidentally, the next prayer also belongs to you. Unsure what any of this really meant. You imitated the people around you and made a pointless decision. Go right here. That drops that. Go right here. The battlefield snapped together as the court snapped to attention. Places, everyone. Windows were shuttered. Doors were slammed. Large swaths of people emerged from further inside and formed a line near the gates. A tap on your shoulder, one of the scholars. We could use some help in the dressing room if you have a free hand. Along with the scholars, introduced to you as Hop and Skip, you sorted through a large pile of costumes, props, and weapons. Check the tag on that, would you? Make sure I put it together properly. Click and hold. Farmer. Working fairies gather food from... Okay, bread from that. If it looks correct, feel free to hand it out. You handed the bundle of farmer's apparel to the first person in line. Unperturbed by the idea of harvesting wheat in the middle of a battle, they whistled as they marched out the front gates. Now do it again. Deploy another farmer. Now let's see if this one fits anyone. Click and hold. Offensive soldier. Nice. You handed a bundle of armor and weapons to the next person in line. She tested the weight of the weapon in her hand. I haven't received any training, so I'm just planning to hit anything that doesn't belong to us. Well, it's a solid plan. After this minimum preparation, the scholar considered their work finished. I'd placed our chances on survival somewhere near abysmal, but I'm afraid this is the best we can do. Small mercy, at least. That's the queen, isn't it? Isn't here to witness this. And so you waited with the others for the battle to commence. Hello, I must pester you one more time before I take my leave. Observe this is the undo button. Use it to change your mind as many times as you wish before starting the battle. However, the official editorial position of this tooltip is that you are liable to lose no matter how many times you change your mind presently. When you are ready, just push play. Now I'll leave you in peace. So I'm going to lose no matter what. But, should you ever desire the company of your little tooltip, all you need to do is click and hold over any button or tile, and I will do my best to explain it to you. Let's just do it. Yeah, commence the battle. Oh no. Okay. And then, sometime later, as the sun hovered lower over the horizon, there was a feast within the walls of the court. The man to your right is beside himself with laughter. Okay, so our court, caught off guard by a sudden war, stumbled behind enemy lines, made a token attempt at resistance, and was similarly toppled. Do I have that right? Yes, that does appear to be an accurate summary. Well then, I'm sure glad I slept through that. Ha ha! As you look at your surroundings, a switch flips in your mind. Your own story makes little sense now that you think of it. How did your companion pats your arm? Don't worry about it. If our court couldn't withstand physical destruction, we wouldn't last 5 minutes within the pull of the tide. But enough of that. It's about time I made some introductions. As you've narrowly avoided learning, this place is called the Titanium Court. Meanwhile, I have the honor of being the steward of the court. My name is Puck, although my lovers and enemies call me Goodfellow. I am chief advisor and friend eternal to our fair queen. As fancy as that sounds, in practice it means he's unemployed. One of the scholars, the man named Hop, has approached your table. He appears to have had a drink or two, or 4. He pulls up a seat between the two of you and assumes a jovial posture. Guess the queen stood us up, huh? Good fellow. Lucky for her. I'd say I'd skip town too if I knew what a sorry showing the court would make. But on the plus side, we can continue draining her wine cellar. Now, are you going to help me with that, good fellow, or are you just going to stare at me? I don't mind either way. Puck, staring at the scholar, mouth agape, slowly inhales and pinches his nose. What fools these? How drunk are you, Hop? The queen is right here. I've been speaking to her for the entire feast. Unexcited hush falls over the entire hall. Hop blinks, looks at you, looks at Puck, turns to her right. Oh, I see now. That calls for Her Majesty's finest vintage. I'll be right back. As Hop makes a quick exit, you look steadily at Puck and shake your head. There's no use denying it. Whew. Not after the tale you told me. If you'd like more proof, just take a look at where you're seated. You slowly take a look at your surroundings. Oh, I'm at the head of the table. Puck smiles. Now, if I may conclude my introductions, let me introduce the court to your majesty and likewise. He stands up and addresses the entire hall as he says, long absent, the Queen of Titanium Court, always a stranger, has arrived. Cheers erupted and desserts are served. Do, 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 do. To your left, Hop returned with an armful of glasses and bottles. And about time, too. Good fellow. Did you tell her about the war yet? Titanium Court. Chapter 1. A place beloved only of clowns and criminals. And then, just a short while after the feast, the court returns to war. You're in charge of the war now, Your Majesty. You should be fine. Just remember everything we've taught you about magical warfare. Blinking slowly, you remind them that, at this exact moment, they have taught you roughly nothing about magical warfare. Ah, good. She remembers quite clearly. High tide. Well, the field is broken. Arrange your pieces. Let's see here. Oh, I like that. There's plenty of food right here. Water, hills. It's pretty good. What's this? Consult the ever-changing map? Look. What's this? You don't know what any of this means. Okay, good. Inspect your available units? Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. If I do this, that'll drop me all the way down. I don't want to do that. I think I'm in a good location to not get attacked. Let's see here. Get some more food next to me. Or maybe I can't. Maybe I did that wrong. Let's see here. What's this thing? Oh. A seat announcing new beginnings. The soapbox of the natural world. Oh, I wasn't thinking. Whoopsie. You know, that's perfectly okay. Low tide, make preparations for battle. Let me see. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, commence the battle. Let's just see how we do. Nice. Nice. Took him down. Woo! Alright. Got 13 food. That's good. Well, having now achieved some kind of victory in the war, you wonder if someone in the court might help you return home. It would be our pleasure if you can show us the way. Also, that was only one battle. There are many more to come, if my notes are to be trusted. Okay, well, if you understand this map correctly, if it even is a map, there appears to be some sort of signage just ahead. Perhaps if you can reach those signs, you'll learn more about how to get home. And to reach them, we need merely to be swept forward by the tide, as we have been all along. Convenient. All right, high tide. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Right there. Um. Oh yeah, right there. What's this? Storage unit. Looks like it looks a lot like one you've rented in the past. It would be nice if we could get that. Let's see here. Nice. I got this right here. All right, let's just do that. Yeah, sure, why not? Uh-oh. They're coming after me. Step. All right, not bad. Tide of War. Let's do this here. What's this? A plant possessing a friendly false face. Okay. Let's see here. I only have 8 health. Oh, let's see. Let's get rid of these guys. Ooh, I like that. Get rid of those guys. Okay, make it pretty far for anyone to get me. Still working there. So let's see here. Do need some more wood so I can get more soldiers. Okay, we got water there. Get a bunch of stuff right there. Get my warriors. Yeah, we'll just do a whole bunch. Why not? Screw it. Let's go. Yeah, let's do the battle. They just can harvest away. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get attacked again. Ooh, okay, I got 2 health left. A menacing birdcage suddenly appears in front of the court. Your Majesty, I have notes from on this foe. Let me know if you'd like to see them. Ooh. Robin has notes on the birdcage and behaves in battle. Right, here's what my notes say. First, at the start of low tide, the birdcage will flood its surrounding area with water. Okay. Follow that. The birdcage will attack the court with birds. Fighting it may prove tricky. If it's always surrounded by water, the court soldiers will be unable to reach it. You agree. You wonder if there's another approach the court could take. Either way, you think ground for the information. Wait, aren't some of those enemy courts empty? You notice a subtle difference between some of the enemy courts on the battlefield. While many enemy courts have soldiers, prominently stationed outside their gates, there are also plenty of them that appear completely empty. You think you could maybe assume that these empties will not attack the court during the coming battle. Yeah, you can assume that. Additionally, you can see where enemy soldiers will attack the court over here. Even soldiers might be a threat if you can deal with the courts before they attack. Okay. So let's see here. So just get rid of all three of these guys. Your Majesty, look. There's a chest resting on that patch of land. We should be able to recover its contents as long as it remains until low tide. Match for... So does that mean I get it if I capture it? Do I get the chest? So this will all become water. Ooh, the chest is right there. Let's see here. It's not that many enemies. Ooh, we got water there. That's nice. Ooh, I don't like that. Yeah, it's a little better. I don't think I'm gonna make this one. My guts tell me I'm not gonna do too good in this upcoming battle. Slow type begins. Brigade surrounds itself with a moat. Gather all manner of trinkets. Yeah. A selection of goods are good for the taking. A bird, offensive winged fairy, unhindered by terrain. Get it. Acquisition. These chests are empty now. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's see how this goes, huh? Yeah, commence the battle. Oh, looks like the bird cage is going down. My farmers can't even get out to get the grass stuff. Nice. Nice. With 2 health, I was able to do it. Ooh, what's this? Monarch. Offensive job that turned property damage into profit. Having escaped the bird cage, the court now arrives at its initial destination. Taking a spyglass to the top of the wall, you see if the sign ahead can give you any clues or directions. Dead end. Ooh, I know this one. This is a memento mori. I hear they are popular among mortals. This one is quite simple, perhaps even unrefined. It says, dead end. So any mortal who reads it can remember exactly what awaits them at the end. In case they forgot, precisely. Okay, well, where you're from, this sign generally means that you cannot proceed any further. As you say this, a gasp. Her Majesty is right. The court is not facing forward. We've been letting the tide carry us backwards ever since the feast. Okay. Well, in that case, how should you go about correcting that misalignment? The cat responds to that question by falling asleep on your lap. The beast is right. A good night's sleep should return the castle to its default state. And so the court decides to retire early for the day. With time and repetition comes comfort. You feel your maximum level of comfort decrease to 1. Okay. On the next morning, you awake in a strange bed. The bed is strange, not just because it is not your usual bed, but because it is also not the bed you fell asleep in. Puck told you any room within the court might be the Queen's, so you parted with him at the first room you found that wasn't already occupied. A small chamber beneath a staircase, a twin-sized bed, neighbored by a nightstand and a lamp, a small desk in the corner, no windows. Meanwhile, the bed you woke up in is queen size and contained within a spacious chamber that opens onto a balcony. The balcony overlooks the courtyard of your new home. You appear to be roughly 5 stories above the ground. Your bedchambers. What should you do? Take stock of your possessions? Let's check. You look over the scant possessions that were on your person when you arrived at the court. Everything appears to be where you left it, with one irritating exception. Sometime between your arrival and now, you have managed to misplace your keys. In a way, you suppose you already managed to misplace the locks those keys are intended for. A mystery, admittedly, of much greater concern to you than the missing keys. Well, obviously I'm going to go. Let's go to the court. Ooh, return to your office. Investigate the dining hall. Wait, there's the man named Puck. You have to, well, a lot to say to him. Let's talk to him. The man named Puck is just across the courtyard. Perfect. You have many things you wish to ask him. Yet as you draw near him, he quickly exits the scene. You might be imagining it, but he appeared to retreat the moment he saw you approach. Okay, we'll check out the dining hall. Grab some breakfast? Might as well. In the light of day, the feasting hall more closely resembles a common dining area. You collect some breakfast from a buffet, then seek a table. You would prefer to sit somewhere out of the way near an exit, ideally hidden. You sit in the most nondescript location you can find, a corner near the trash bin. Before you finish the bite, a whole host of fairies, courtiers arrive with their meals and sit with you. They make idle conversation, and a few honest attempts at answering your myriad of questionings, none of them successful. As you complete your meal, you idly note that your table is now the most lively and boisterous table within the hall. You also note, idly, that despite his assurance that he would answer all your questions, the man called Puck remains nowhere to be seen. As a result of eating breakfast, you get a small bonus. 10 bread. I guess we'll leave. What? Look out the window. It's getting late. See yourself to bed. Consult the ever-changing map. Okay. Go to war. Let's look out the window. There's some dogs catching frisbees in the courtyard, just out of frame. Neat. Yeah, let's go to war. Go to war once more? Yeah. After breakfast, the court goes to war. And, as you ready yourself, a question. Your Majesty, is the intensity of the war to your liking? If not, please feel free to adjust the thermostat. The thermostat maybe makes things a little easier on yourself. Current comfort, 0 of run. +1 comfort. With her calculator returned to her, Robin can give you a detailed analysis of the battlefield. +1 comfort. Start with extra 10 wood. That. Decrease shop by 25%. And start with a basic income of 2. What is this? Monies. Okay. Oh, I don't have the flying guys again? That's lame. Alright, let's see here. What does this one do? With the calculator returned to her, Rum can give you a detailed analysis of the battlefield. I don't really think I need that. I have no problem getting the wood and stuff. Or neither that. Honestly, I think this one right here, getting that money. You've gained a basic income. Proceed to max comfort level 1? Yes. Okay, so, can you be certain the court is facing the correct direction this time? Of course, Your Majesty. Observing that the sun is now rising rather than setting. Very well. You suppose you'll attempt to reach those signs again, although you doubt you'll find anything useful. High tide. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is the only... These two have people in it, so I can probably just ignore it. So let's see here. Do the rocks. Do a little forest there. Get rid of that guy. Could use some food. Ooh, got a chest right there. Nice, nice. Let's see here. It's really just these two. Let's see here. Alright, I think I got one more shot here. Alright. Low tide, make preparations for the coming battle. Ooh, let's open this. A selection of goods are here for the taking. Great banner, offensive tool. All areas demonstrate improved hustle, guts, and moxie. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Acquisition provides a brief. These chests are now empty. Okay. I guess I'll get some food here. And 3 warriors. Let's do it. Let's see here. Really getting that food, which is good. It's coming out just a little too late. Nice. All right. So get rid of all these guys. The water there. Get some wood. Ooh. A tap and show. Robin points to a building in the distance. Your Majesty, that shop is neutral to this conflict. We should strongly consider stocking up on supplies. Of course, that's only if it stays in view. If it disappears before low tide, we'll have to wait until we pass another one. Okay. The shop is closed during high tide, but if you call them, you can check their inventory check. Call the shop to learn about what they have for sale. However, before you can proceed, the voice on the line stops you and asks if you understand how money works. Do you understand how money works? No. You thought you understood a lot of things before your world shattered, and now you might as well understand nothing. Whoa, I don't need your life story, ma'am. I just gotta make sure you know where money comes from. Let me explain. First thing, you gotta know is where money doesn't come from. Probably used to getting stuff like this randomly during high tide, right? Well, that's not gonna work for money. Instead, you earn money by doing your job. You do have a job, right? You don't think you have a job. Oh, come on. I have caller ID, you know. I know you're a fancy fairy queen of a fancy fairy court fighting a fancy fairy war. That's totally a job. Have more confidence. So anyway, fairy queens usually earn money by defeating their enemies on the battlefield. Just knock down those and you get money. Oh yeah, you can also get some money by selling stuff, maybe to us. But doing your job is a surefire method. Well, now that I've given you the talk, how about I tell you what we've got for sale? We're closed during high tide, but here's what we would have for sale if we were open. Angler. Working fairy using ancient magic transforms water into food. Archer outpost. Defensive structure. Harasses passerbys. Lumberjack. Working fairy gathers wood from the forest. Ooh, that'd be nice to have. Okay. Nope. Defensive fairy. Defends your court. Ooh, and then trade stone at market price. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the shop. They're open now. Let's get the lumberjack. Water into food. Buy that. I think we're good. There's no enemies here. So what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and get lumberjack. Lumberjack. Wood. Our boat guy. Take care of that. And then honestly, yeah, I think we're good. We'll just do that. I wonder if this stuff actually carries over or not. Like, do I keep these guys for the next battle? Nice. All right. Ooh. Is that a billboard in the middle of the battlefield? It's true. There appears to be a billboard of some sort among the scattered elements of the terrain. You go to the outer walls of the court to get a better look. You need law. That thing gives me the creeps, Your Majesty, as if we're about to be sued just by looking at it. You agree. It might be best to look away. At least you draw some unwanted legal attention. Helpfully informs you of available goods and/or services. Well, that's good to know. Let's see here. We'll do that. Do that. Get that going. Get that going. It's another structure. Waves into the view. You suppose this is another... Look, Your Majesty, a temple of market. Should you wish to pay your respects, it need only stay in view until low tide, correct? Correct. Your brilliance continues to blind. So let's see here. Get rid of all these guys. Take all... All of those are gone. Just one enemy there. We'll go ahead and go like this. Just get rid of it all. Let's see here. Don't want to do that because I'll get rid of it. So I'll focus on this side. And then let's see here. Do a massive change there. Alright. Let's trade. Trade food at market price. Trade water market price. And trade wood. Trade stone. I really don't need anything. Doing pretty good, actually. Let's see here. Closest enemy is here. They have to go like this. You can do it. So I'll do one warrior, 2 woodcutters, 1 boat, and we'll get a couple little farmer guys. I'll do one more word just in case I run into those guys. I think we're good. Let's go and do it. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Just get stocked. Look at all that. Whoa, now. We gotta stop it. Bring it back. And now, the court finds itself surrounded by catapults. To be perfectly precise, those appear to be trebuchets. Given that trebuchets are a subcategory of catapult, you don't see any reason why you can't just call them catapults. Very well, McQueen. I retreat in the face of overwhelming wisdom. What do these do? Oh. Fires from a distance, but is blocked by hills and stuff. Okay. Strange building comes into view. As you observe it, the phone in your office rings. Yeah, hey, Titanium Court? Your Majesty, I'm calling from the Glass House. Yeah, well, we sell potions. As our name suggests, we firmly oppose the act of throwing stones in any and all forms. Therefore, we'd like to offer you our full support to Titanium Court in the campaign against these stone-throwing trebuchets. To start, there's a pro tip. Free of charge. Hills will block the projectile. Just surround your court with hills, and you'll be safe. And if that doesn't work, we sell a variety of instant-use potions that can help you deal with any threat. Give us a call sometime. We'll be happy to help. Click. Who was that, Your Majesty? You explained that it was a telemarketer, albeit one whose pitch might prove useful. Wow, rare. What is this here? Once you set something on fire, our potions are the best. Potion of Geometry. Potion of Flood. Basically, a potion of teleport is the safest way to travel. Alright, let's see. I need to get rid of these trebuchets. Can't get me. Can get me. Why didn't I think you can go angles? Can get me. Okay. Can get me. Can get me. Okay, well, one of them's going to get me. I think 4 should do it. Get 1 woodcutter. 2 woodcutters. Yeah, let's do it. You guys are supposed to go to this one. There you go. Heck yeah. Hey. I have a rock right here. Nice. Just going to town on him. I still don't know how that one got me because I had that. Having destroyed every catapult on the battlefield, you appear to have halted the enemy's ability to produce more of them. For now. The threat of the catapult is now limited. The glass house pulls up next to the court, and you receive another phone call. The salesman offers congratulations for your victory and asks if there's any further assistance you might provide. You answer immediately, asking if he knows a way to return home. Oh, definitely. Let's pull over somewhere and draw you a map. The salesman shows you the map, explains directions. Okay, so you've seen this before, right? You have, but no one thus far has offered an explanation for any of it. You assumed it was some sort of map? Hey, it kinda is, but it changes every day, so I'd say it's really more of a weather report. But it's pretty simple. Each of these rows is a battle. Within a given row, each column is a battlefield. Do you follow? No, you don't. Eh, you'll figure it out. But importantly, did you know you can choose from 3 potential battlefields before every battle? No, you did not know that. Anyway, here's where you're at right now, smack in the middle of war. To get home, you're first going to have to make it to the end, which is right up here. Before or after the dragon? After, of course. But making it to the end isn't enough. After that, you'll need to make an exit. Make an exit? Given the abstract nature of movement through the tide, would he be willing to elaborate on that? Oh yeah, it's confusing, right? Though these routes were conjoined back in the 60s, everyone was hopped up on allegory or something. Around here, making an exit means you gotta consciously leave the path you're on. You know, like you gotta fundamentally change as a person. Okay. This might be a long shot, but does he have any specific advice for how you might do that? Preferably in a safe, non-traumatizing way? Do I ever? Your Majesty, that's our specialty. He sweeps his arms back to reveal a shelf of bottles under a marquee that reads Love Potions. Is he attempting to make a joke? Not at all. Nothing changes a person more than love. Okay, you take a deep breath. If his love potions function like those described in stories, i.e., forcing an individual to fall in love with a person they otherwise have no interest in, then you have absolutely no interest in them. Your Majesty, with all due respect, that's messed up. I don't sell anything like that. You've been hearing some weird rumors, huh? I blame my competition. Please, let me set the record straight. My potions cannot create love from nothing. They merely expand the love that already exists within you. Seeing your shoulders relax a bit, he continues his pitch. Now, if you're new to love potions, I definitely recommend starting small. He pulls a potion off a shelf, like this one. Full of love for something called baseball. This one is great for beginners. The effects are really mild. Drink it, and you'll end up liking baseball. Just a bit more than you already do. That's it. You suppose that does sound relatively harmless. If he also thinks it will help you return home, well, I might as well give it a try. Perfect. Oh, come on. Put your wallet away. I'm not going to charge you for it. Just take it. And so you return to the court with a new map of the war and a single complimentary potion of liking baseball. And now you have a certain idea of what you're looking at here. Based on what the salesman told you, this is either a map or a weather report. Either way, the important thing is that you can choose which upcoming battlefields to traverse. Which battlefields should the court traverse? What's this one? Volcano. Plus to that, Amenities Hospital, Knights and Goons. Unremarkable, Chess, Knights and Goons. Archers and Goons. Inspect your available units. To the hospital. Let's try the volcano. Let's check that out. You notice a slightly different hill has it's a volcano. Say, Robin. Yes, Your Majesty. When these volcanoes erupt, their surroundings will take 6 heart of damage and burst into flames. Hello again. A quick clarification is necessary. When Robin says the volcanoes surrounding take damage, that includes diagonal neighbors. Also, you can see when the volcano will erupt over here on the timeline. Okay. Also, please note that volcanoes actually match with standard hills for some reason. With this life-saving information now imparted, I take my leave. Dripping with some Knight's Keep. Where's the hospital? Hmm. Well, I'm pretty safe right here. Oh, what's this? Oh, a medical establishment offering. Oh, heal. Healing is not possible during high tide. That's perfectly fine. I do have money to heal, so we're good. Robin has notes on the enemy. My notes don't usually comment on minor enemies units, but here's a quick footnote here. Knights are defensive units. They won't attack the court directly, no matter their number. That said, they will attack our units, workers, and soldiers alike whenever they draw near. As such, they pose less of a threat than other enemy troops, or types. But that doesn't mean they're not annoying. Alrighty. Who is the sign? Incredible. A sign that predates written language and is comprised entirely of a single hieroglyph. I must say, it is a remarkable condition for something so old, but what could it mean? Given the symbol, the scales tilting in the favor of one individual, it is clear the sign indicates the presence of a social inequality within its vicinity. Is that so? How kind of this ancient civilization to offer a warning, so we might avoid it. Avoid it? The court is literally a monarchy. Yes, well, the sign is there for a reason, wouldn't you say? Sure is. I could drop down. I don't want to do that. Could get some food. Oh, I thought I got rid of the hospital. I was going to be like, no. Let's see here. Could move this over. No, that would drop him. I don't want to do that. Volcano. We'll take care of all this. Let me just put myself right here. Water, water. Nothing can get me. Unless I come up over like this. Go like that. Go like that. Let's lock in. Low tide. Making for preparations. Yes, hello. Will you heal me for... What's this do? Repair. Healthy spell. You provide the raw materials that you can be repaired. Oh. Alright, looks good. So let's see here. So this volcano is going to go right away. I'm just going to take out all of this. This is the only one I have to worry about, so I'm going to give myself 1, 2, 3 warriors. Myself a fishing guy. Couple farming guys. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, yes, go ahead. Do the battle. Go to the right, to the right, to the right. No, don't go that way. You fools. Anyway. Oh boy. Ooh, I'm burning. That's okay. So that's how the volcanoes work. I thought I destroyed everything. Which battlefield would you traverse? The woods, fields, shop, market. Ooh. Wormholes, lagoons. Rare chest. Ooh, I like that. Swamps and goons. Chest. I'm going to go with the rare chest. Clubhouse matches with that. Okay. Has scamps in it. Nice. Cornfield hot dog. You could do this and get a whole bunch here. Why not? I want to get that. Well, let's see here. Take care of those guys. Go right there like that. Alright, now I just got this guy right here. I wasn't thinking when I did that. That's okay. Yeah, I'll just pick them nice and close. I'll take care of them right here and then. Let's see here. If I go up right there, and we'll take care of a lot of them. Stone. Yeah, there's like no stones here. Yeah, it's just lock in. A selection of goods. Flood global broadcast. Marine life reclaims what's theirs. All fields become water. Defamation, defensive spell. Designate any tile as a valid military target. Friend or foe will attack it. Double beam. Offensive spell. Raise your enemy's row. Ooh. Sell the Great Banner. Get that. I kind of like having these guys. Sell that. Go ahead and get this, and we'll sell that. Okay, I think that's good. Ooh. Storage unit, that's open up. You were quite curious about what you might find inside the storage unit, but it's locked. Robin has notes on how this works. Right, here's what my notes say. When we defame a tile, it becomes a valid military target. This means that both our units and the enemy's units will attack it whenever it's in range. But it does not mean they'll go out of their way to attack it. Don't make that mistake. One last note. While this spell can be used to trick separate that into attacking each other, it can't be used to make a single thing attack itself. Our opponents are not that dense. And those are notes I have. Okay. 6 stone. I don't have 6 stone. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, only 4. That's not good. I am not going to do good here. Alright, let's just do it. See what happens. Oh boy. Come on, my little guys. Just get that wood. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. Come on. No. No. Ah, it's so close. Oh well. Okay. For a short period of time after the court wakes each morning, it drifts through the tide alone, free from the relentless obligations to the battlefield. He found this time useful for exploring your surroundings, your bedchambers. You feel as if you could use a shower. To your mild surprise, the shower, nay the whole bedroom, attached your chambers, is, to put it diplomatically, a bit shabby. Unlike the rest of your chambers, those which chose to stretch and grow with the size of your station, the bedroom remains small and intimate. If you were feeling less charitable, you might refer to it as a claustrophobic. Also, the room is clearly built into the underside of a staircase. Various thumps and falls from the ceiling provide ample evidence that the staircase is well traveled. You aren't complaining. You consider it a miraculous blessing that a fairy court outfitted with trappings of medieval Europe would also have functional modern plumbing. You turn on the water and test it with your hand. Despite the shower's appearance, the temperatures is considered consistently warm, and the water pressure is high. Just completely normal, non-magical shower. Mediocre even. You expect that it will be a good reminder of what your life was like prior to ascending with the court of fairies. As you step inside and close the sliding door, you quickly retract the previous statement. The high pressure water. The subtle ringing noise produced by the shower head. The echoes of the footsteps from the ceiling, all of the above combine to create a cacophony cocoon of sound and steam. If anything, the shower is perhaps the most magical object you've ever encountered in the court thus far. You let your mind drift for a while. A collection of soap. Water. You go over the short list of things you have learned about the court. That since your arrival. Titanium Court is a royal fairy court, a place bound by ancient magic to withstand the tide, whatever that is. Two, magic totally exists, by the way. 3, so do fairies, just so we're clear. You are, however, not a fairy. As a person who has lived a decidedly unmagical life up until this point, you are instead a mortal. Yet somehow your mortal status didn't disqualify you from being crowned Queen of the Fairies. In fact, so far as you can tell, nothing will disqualify you from this royal office, not even your own opposition to holding it. As loath as you are to leave, you think you've now spent enough time in the shower. Oh. Well, we're going to hop out. There's Puck again. He's just going to run away from me. I'm going to observe the painting. How do you interpret this one? Fantasy of revenge. The subject is smashing his guitar, most probably out of seething hatred for rock and roll. I think you misunderstood. I've heard it said that the smashing represents the fervent passion for rock and roll. But how can that be? With his guitar smashed, surely he will find it difficult to participate in the day-to-day proceedings of rock and roll. You interject to suggest that the subject likely has another guitar ready. That the smashing might represent both his passion and his wealth of guitars. Her Majesty's theory is compelling, but the evidence is circumstantial. After all, this theoretical secondary guitar is not featured in the painting. How can we be sure it exists? Perhaps the artist painted it somewhere in that negative space I've heard so much about. I suppose we'll need to keep an eye out for it. Let's go to the dining hall. Eat. You know, vehicular theology is not a ridiculous if you consider the car to be mostly a metaphor. But for what? What could such an outlandish and inconsistent set of myths possibly be a metaphor for? Perhaps the psychological armor we construct around our true selves, all for the conveyance of the soul to greater stage of enlightenment? It is not too hard to imagine. But aren't cars also allegedly beasts that devour night children who do not look both ways? Well, I had never said it was a perfect metaphor. If there's not being breakfast, you get a small bonus. Got 10 of that. Let's go ahead and we'll leave the dining hall. Let's go talk to him so he can run away. You spy the man named Puck just down the hall. He's not appeared to have noticed you yet. You're certain that if he had, he would already be making a hasty exit from your presence. Now might be a good time to follow him and observe for yourself what duties your steward is performing in lieu of offering you guidance. Okay, this is getting a little tedious. Fortunately, you can click on hold the left mouse button to speed up the proceedings. Try it in battle too. Now here's a part of the court you had not yet discovered. A vast library extends before you. Oh, it's a secret. Wait, you suddenly realized with some annoyance that while you were gaping at the scenery, Puck managed to slip out of your sight. Oh, he went to that bookcase and did something. You found the bookcase you think Puck slipped behind. It doesn't budge when you attempt to move it. You try moving a random selection of books from the shelves, but that also has no effect. This is likely a waste of time. You're not even sure this is the correct shelf. Well, yes, this shelf right here. Ooh. Let's go to war. Okay. What you exact extent of what you're supposed to be doing remains unclear. There's a growing list of things you think you should try to do. Recently, you've organized this list and placed it next to the ever-changing map for convenience. Achieve victory in the war. Achieve sufficient personnel change that you can safely leave the court at night. Done. To do. Done. Escape the catapults and defect the signs. Yeah, alright. The potion of liking baseball sits in the sunlight. You have yet to drink from the potion of liking baseball. One reason for that is your natural trepidation towards something that you have been assured will change you. Another reason is the potion instructions clearly state that, for best results, you should leave the potion in direct sunlight until it bubbles. Well, it's been sitting in your office collecting sunlight from the windows since you bought it back. It is yet to start bubbling, so you continue to wait. It's getting late. You should see to the business of the day. Alright, let's go to war. The thermostat maybe makes little things. Alright. So with her calculations, return to her. Robin can give you a better internet. Start with the ability to produce lumberjacks. More of those. Start with 2 mulligans that will let you retry losing a battle. Lumberjack, obviously. Nice. Let's do it. Let's see here. Do the... No, it says catapults, so I don't want to deal with catapults right now. Centaurs and goons. Chest, goons, knights, hills, missing. Yeah, we'll do this one. Does that mean it can't get me? Okay. Spend this time trying to get as much as I can here. Ooh, he could hit me. That's not good. So let's see here. Whatever, let's keep going. Okay. Let's see here. Can't hit me. Can't hit me. Can't hit me, but I'm going to destroy him. Stump. Let's see here. Guess I'll go right there. Alright, first we open up the chest, see what trinket we got. Ooh, get the bird. And I'm going to get that. That's good, I'm okay with that. There's somebody standing on that stump. You look towards the stump in the distance. A lone figure appears to be holding up a sign. Learn self-defense. 1 gold. Whoo, we should sign up, you mesty. The court is terrible at defending itself. You know what? Sure. You suppose 1 coin isn't that much? You could spare it merely to satiate your own curiosity. You and your retinue gather around the stump, money in hand. Step right up. We'll start in a moment. As it happens, you aren't the only student present for today's lessons. That's right. I have the honor of being Sensei's #1 disciple. That doesn't mean anything, kid, and please stop calling me that. The instructor turns to you. It's your turn. It's your first time here, right? Let me explain how this works. Basically, each lesson, I'm going to give you 1 card for self-defense, and then tell you how to use it. But the first thing you got to know is, I'm not always going to be here to give you cards. If you really want to defend yourself, you're eventually going to need to find your own cards. Question to that Sensei. Where can we find these cards? Haven't you been coming here for years, kid? You tell me. Sensei's answers possess so many meanings. True understanding still eludes me. Okay, look, kid, it's not a riddle. Normally you just find self-defense cards at shops or in chests. Got it? Yes, shops and chests. Anyway, why don't you start by choosing a card? Ooh, archery outpost. Defender. Driller, working defensive fairy, gathers rocks from hills. Defends your court. Ooh. Shield. Thorns, defensive tradition. Honestly, I'm going to do Archer outpost, defensive structure. Harass passerbys. 4 of that. I'm going to take that guy. So these guys are super similar to miners. When your court is safe, they'll be gathering stone from hills for you. But when your court is under attack, they'll come defend it. They seem great, right? Problem is, they're not tough at all. It usually takes at least 2 of them to fight a soldier. Okay. And you'll probably lose 1 of them in the process. But if you have the resources to deploy a bunch of them, they can be pretty effective. Finally, I should mention you can also find rangers, which are basically the same as drillers, except they gather wood instead of that. Alright, any questions? These teachings seem geared towards defending a stronghold. What does this have to do with self-defense? Hey, sounds like somebody hasn't expanded their concept of self to include their community yet. I need more training. Okay. Well, let's see here. Go ahead and get 1, 2. Well, that blocks everything else. You know, then we'll just do a bunch of food. Whatever. Let's go. Extra hills. Oh, and I got the miners too. Let's do this one. Alright, I really just need wood. Oh, wow. What just happened? Oh, let's keep the wood coming, I guess. So I got this and this. It's a good spot right now. I'm pretty happy with this. Mysterious egg on the battlefield. You receive a fascinating offer from the egg zone that has appeared on the battlefield. Your Majesty, great to see you again. Still trying to get home? Anyways, do I have an offer for you? He gestures at the large pile of eggs on the field. That's right. You could become the proud owner of your very own football. Is that about the eggs? Eggs? What eggs? I've only got footballs here. They clearly look like eggs. Your Majesty, they are like American footballs. Here, those are shaped like eggs. Hey, if you're going to call your football an egg, call it an egg. Who am I to judge? And the important part is, I'm prepared to part with one of these footballs for an incredibly low price. In fact, I'm prepared to pay you to take one with you. If I'm going to pay you to take one, there must be a downside to doing so. You'd like to know what that is. Well, raising a football is a big responsibility. Too big for me. But you seem like you've really got yourself together, Majesty. You've governed a whole magical court. You command vast armies. You ask questions before agreeing to stuff. I can't think of anyone better suited to carrying one of these babies to victory. But, well, to answer your question, you know how the game of football works, right? You lose the ball, you get a penalty. I can't keep racking up these penalties, Your Majesty. I'm going to go broke. But I doubt that will be a problem for you, so what do you say? You consider assuming guardianship of the football. Restore your health yourself. Collect 22. Wait, what's this? Collect $10 for taking the ball. Sure. You collect the signing bonus along with the egg, thus assuming responsibility for shepherding it to victory. I'll be rooting for you. Maintain that it more closely resembles a, but sure, okay. Exchange, yeah, see what the shop says. Gunboat, offensive, rock. Attacks the enemy via the water. Centaur offers offensive ferry, attacks enemy courts. Stopped by hills, okay. Peace, local broadcast for peace. Trying fighters into lovers. Ooh. Trade stone at the marketplace. Good on stone. Offensive bow, raise the earth. Alrighty. Okay, now he's going to gather a lot of... I'm going to get a lot of rocks from these guys. I like having the flyers. I like having these guys. Honestly, I'm just going to cancel. I think I'm good with what I have. Alright. So I'm going to get through those guys. Oh. Undo this. I didn't want those. I want these guys. Pop one warrior just for fun. Get one of those guys there. And, yeah, let's just do it. Stock up on the wood so I can get more knights. Stock up on the rocks. Perfect. Not getting as much as I was hoping I would get. Oh well. To-do list? Bring the football to the end zone. Standard, that, boats, goons. Water, missing woods, has a hospital. Birds and goons. Yeah, we'll do this one. Swamp, match for that. Impassable on foot. Does not match with tap water. Oh, okay. Merchant machine, a mechanized member of the middle class. Oh. Water, okay. So if I do this, bring that guy down. Oh, sweet. Just get rid of 4 of them. Alright, that should be good. Alrighty. Do the hospital. We'll heal. Perfect. Now then. Oh, I'm completely surrounded by water. Oh, and I don't have a... Okay. Yeah, we'll just have 4 of these guys go around. Oh, wait. That's right. This one. Nice. Field chest hills. Water shop archers. Unremarkable. I need food. There we go. That's the food stuff. What is this? There's considerable excellence surrounding the rather large jar that's drifted. From amongst the detritus scattered by the tide, a large and imposing jar floats into view. Upon catching sight of it, Robin groans, Majesty, I advise you steer the court away from that thing. But the other courtiers object. Nay, Robin, such advice is an error. We must steer closer to the jar, should we ever hope to open it. Every time we wage war in proximity to that jar, our soldiers neglect the battle in favor of attempting to open it. But we are still making progress. Surely by now we have at least put a dent in it. The decision is yours, Your Majesty, but if we must attack the jar, let's at least do so when the court is relatively safe. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought for some reason I was getting ready to battle. I'm like, wait a second. What can I do? All right. Let's see here. You're up there by water. Don't care about you. Let's see here. Ooh. Oh boy. Well, I didn't think this one through. Increase it. Get it. Let's do it. Increase that health. Look at the ever-changing map. Open the jar. I'm with you on that one. All right. 3 food. 1 thing. These guys better than those guys. Let's do it. Get that jar open, guys. Come on. Come on, get that jar. Are you serious? I couldn't open the jar? Oh. Disappointed. I need more water than anything else. Let's get that water if I can. Nice. Nice. Okay, so this is a good spot right here. Get some water. Can't get me. Can't get me. Okay. Nice. If I do this, it'll drop all the way down there and I'll get rock protection. No, I just got rid of that protection. That's okay. What did I get? Get it? Sweet. Alright. So now what I need is get 3, 4 soldiers to do it. Get a couple of these guys, really boost that up. And I'll get a couple farmers. Now let's do it. And there we go. Just collect all the wood I can. Oh yeah, I might as well just... Nice. What's this? Cool. Alright. Woods. Missing fields. Rare chests. Oh, that would be nice. Missing woods, but it has water. Market chest, shop. I really do need water. Well, this has water here too. Kind of want the rare chest. Alright. Ooh, what's the sign say? You look through a spyglass from atop the walls at the court, at the distant sign on the battlefield. A curious symbol, a magical glyph of some sort, but I'm unfamiliar with its meaning. It appears to outlaw the letter P. Yet it prevents me not from proclaiming provocative pertaining to the process of P in any of my pronunciations. Perhaps what do our scholars make of it? Hop answers the call of his profession. You are correct that this is a simple magical word, but this one is the mortal origin. Perhaps Your Majesty would care to explain its purposes. He winks at you and then retreats from the conversation. Placed on the spot, you tentatively explain that the sign is an attempt to prevent anyone from parking an automobile within its vicinity. Your courtiers appear to be highly amused by this explanation. Some of them even laugh out loud. Ah, so it's supposed to be a warding off cars? Cars? A strange new mortal superstition, similar to an org or troll, but made of metal. Ah, I think I've heard of that. It's a bit nostalgic, isn't it? Is it not? Mortals used to use their magic to ward off fairies. Yes, I remember. It almost never worked. But it was probably less of a waste of time than this. Ha. Quite. After all, at least fairies exist. Seeing the look on your face, he backtracks a bit. No offense intended, Your Majesty. I'm certain if cars were real, this ward would be doing a fine job. Alright. Now let's see here. Pirate Cove. So we're just going to get rid of that right there. Big shield, plus 9 defensive rock. Takes damage in place of your court. I'll say that sounds nice. I think I might sell the soldier for aircraft working spell. Move to a new location. Maybe. I'm going to get this guy though. And then... I think that's it. I'll sell that for that. Alright, so... just to make sure we're good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those guys. Get a couple of these guys. 2 of these guys. I think we are good. Let's go ahead and do battle. I need food. I just realized that. Ooh, those boats are doing a lot of damage to me. Or, oh, my guys. Oh, they're all gone. Ooh. Just in time. 2 of 40. I am not doing good. You notice with some satisfaction that the court has acquired a considerable amount of wealth. You are not the only one to notice this wealth. However, a priest from the Cultum market soon arrives demanding an audience. Our business is simple, Your Majesty. It has been known to the church and market quite some time that the Titanium Court has been operating without appropriate spiritual guidance. You do not have the Bishop of Market among your upper management. In fact, as far as we can tell, you do not have any upper management at all. Yes, despite drawing power from market, you do not have any executives, board, or even a mission statement. Your cash flow are unoptimized, and you have sent no representative to our corporate retreats. The church considers these infractions to be nothing short of fiscal heresy. Of course, we were willing to overlook all of this when the court was operating at a consistent loss. But now that it's profitable, they would like a cut, you assume. A cut? Hardly. The opposite. In fact, the church and market demands a merge. Worry not. Our legal team will handle all of these paperwork. Your titles will remain unchanged, although we will provide a competent management team to oversee all operation decisions henceforth. I suppose you might as well ask what the consequence of your refusal will be. A futility. We are prepared to pursue a merger by force if necessary. Oh, you weren't aware that the court was listed on any sort of public index that would facilitate such a takeover. Could they tell you which one? Surprised by this question, the 3 of them huddle and confer for a few minutes before addressing you again. Your Majesty is a shrewd negotiator. We have adjusted our offer as follows. To preserve the cultural leadership of the Titanium Court, we now offer to prepare one of your existing courtiers to act as the court's spiritual guide. Whoever you choose will accompany us to the cathedral, where they will train and ultimately obtain the fully fledged priest of market. This offer certainly seems a bit more reasonable, but you refuse to send anyone unwilling to go. Could there really be someone among your courtiers who would willingly enter into the power of a sinister cult? The answer is yes. Your Majesty, I've been thinking about getting my MBA for a while. Please send me. You have absolutely no objections, and thus Leland, so that was his name, leaves with the cultist to go to the business school. I have 2 health going into the fight with the dragon. No food. As the cart moves motionlessly across the void, it suddenly encounters a neighbor. Your courtiers cry out in alarm. You spy a great dragon soaring above, his lair in the distance. The legendary apex predator opens his mouth and addresses the court. Here's what it says. But before he can say anything, one of your courtiers approaches the university. Your Majesty? Yes? Well, it's well. What is it? Can't they see this is a bad time? Well, you've overstayed your what? What are you trying to tell you? Allow me. The fairies of the court are attempting to tell you that you've completed the demo. Wait, it's done? What about the dragon? Don't worry, your save file will be carried over to the full version of the game should you choose to purchase it. You'll be able to pick up exactly where you left off. Okay, but you probably have forgotten how most of this works by then. We won't make you leave or anything. They won't, but I will. Goodbye. I hope you enjoy the game. The full game once it's available. All right, everyone. Well, it's been Polm with Titanium Court. Had fun. There's a lot to this game. A lot of little nuances, and I'll be honest, it's kind of confusing on what's actually happening, but I had a good time. I had a good, fun time. Depending on the price point, I might get this and play the full thing. So anyway, yeah, please like, subscribe, and Let me know if you're thinking about getting this as well. Like I said, I'll wish list this and everything, and check it on Steam if you're curious with what you saw in my playthrough. All right, bye everyone.